welcome to the Pumpkin Podcast. I'm your host, Calum Beckett, and this channel is proudly sponsored by Dean of the Dead's Hot Sauces. Now today, we are joined by the one, the only, Mikey from ScareTrack. Mikey, how are you?
I'm good, yeah, hello, thanks for having me. I'm good, thanks, how are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you very much.
Awesome.
So what we're going to do is we're going to chat with Mikey a bit about ScareTrack, a bit about how ScareTrack started, and then we're going to go into the Halloween this year and talk about what Mikey's thoughts are and how obviously Scare Attraction is going to open this year and what procedures they need to put into place to be successful. And then we're going to play the Wheelie Hot Challenge.
Really hot.
Now, Mikey, what are your thoughts on the Wheelie Hot Challenge?
I don't do sauce. Like, honestly, I don't even like ketchup. I don't like mayonnaise. I'm a real wuss when it comes to anything hot. There's certain potato wedges I won't buy because they're too hot.
Potato wedges?
Potato wedges.
Okay, so you're going to struggle.
Oh,
so maybe for the ones that have watched episodes prior and seen how much I struggle with these sauces, maybe I'm going to win an episode today.
100% you're going to win.
I cannot wait for that. So stick around when Mikey takes on the Wheelie Hot Sauce Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Right, okay, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
ScareTrack.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what ScareTrack is for people who don't know what ScareTrack is. Obviously, a lot of people, most people in the scare industry in the UK know what it is, but for people who don't know, just tell us what ScareTrack is.
So, ScareTrack is the UK's first scare attraction podcast. It's dedicated to the scare attraction and haunted house industry. We started to 2015 as solely the podcast where we would have discussion type episodes, a few interview episodes, and then go on location to different attractions and talk about different mazes and events and whatnot. And then over the years, it's kind of grown. Really, we've still got the main feature, which is the podcast. And like I say, we like to just cover as many scare attractions and haunts and that sort of stuff as possible. But we've moved into YouTube as well. Okay. Do a little bit of video, like mini scare cam vlogs, just to give not a full feature length vlog, because there's lots of people that do that fantastic on YouTube, but we like to give just a few raw snippets of an event.
I've seen them. I really like them.
Thank you. Yeah, it's something a little bit. It's not like an hour-long episode. It's something that it's sort of like an advertisement for the podcast, for example. So, say we go to an event like we go to Fear at Avon Valley, fantastic event. We'll do a full feature-length episode on the podcast, which goes into proper in-depth reviews, how we felt each maze was, how we felt the whole night is, actors. But we'll put a 5 or 10 minute scare cam out there just to give people a little bit of an idea of what it looks like, just a rough version of what the visuals are of the event. And the reason it's mainly the podcast is because we don't really want to take people inside mazes with a video camera too much. It doesn't give them justice. No, it really doesn't, and you can't get the real vibe of what they're like, and also it gives too much of the game away. So that's why I think a podcast works well when it comes to scare attractions. We cover a little bit of theme park stuff now.
You started doing is it Coaster Track?
Coaster Track, yeah. It started off as an April Fool's, and then people were really upset it was an April Fool's.
I remember this. I remember you pointing it out, and then you were saying, "Oh, it's April Fool's," and everyone's like, why? This is a great idea.
Give it a go. So we do that now as well. Again, that's been really fun actually. We've been able to have behind the scenes tours of Rulantica, the new water park in Germany. That was amazing. Speaking to the director of operations there, that was huge. Chatting to Michael Mack about that as well. So it's actually opened up more doors for us when it comes to not just screen parks and haunted houses, but theme parks and other types of attractions, because they all sort of merge into one in a way. So it's open doors. We do a little Coaster Track mini vlogs, some episodes where we've spoke to a handful of people within the roller coaster community. So it's cool. And then we do movie reviews now, just mini ones.
I've seen them as well.
We don't want to be trying to say we do so much stuff, but we want to do things that are close to scare attractions and haunts. So we won't do a movie review on every single horror film, because there's other people out there that do an amazing job. But there are a select few haunted house scare attraction style horror films. And we kind of know our stuff about haunted houses and horror films. And we have Dan Brownlee, he's a film director. He knows his stuff. He's just filmed and produced UK Haunters, which is out this September, which we feature in. So we get him on the show and talk about horror films as well. So we try and do quite a bit, but the main focus is scare attractions and a podcast.
And obviously, what made you actually think, you know what, I'm going to start a scare attraction podcast? What was the initial thing? Obviously, you've been to them prior to obviously starting ScareTrack. But what was the thing that went, you know what, I want to start reviewing these?
Yeah,
There must be a story to it.
Definitely.
We want to hear the story, don't we? Come on.
We all love a good story. So 2015, I was prepping to go to Orlando for the first time.
Yeah.
And everyone knows that if you're going to Orlando, you need to prep, you need to do your homework, you need to plan, you need to organise.
Full itinerary.
I even scheduled when I was going to the loo. Honestly, I knew too much of what
You
was
scheduled when you
happening.
go to the loo after these hot sauces?
You've got my milk just to cool it down. But we were planning, and that meant that I started watching lots of YouTube channels, listening to podcasts. There's lots of American haunt podcasts.
Yeah.
And me and a few of my friends at the time were like, there's just nothing like that in the UK. And I've been visiting attractions for a few years already anyway, writing reviews for another site, who's been great to give me a platform to tell people what I thought of attractions. And although I'm a decent enough of written word, I can write a decent enough review. I feel that I'm better talking about things rather than writing them down.
Yeah.
And put two and two together. There was nothing like it in the UK. We thought there wasn't even actually many theme park podcasts in the UK. In American, there's loads. Obviously, over the years, things have changed. There's now more of a snowball effect. There's more theme park podcasts out there, more scare attraction podcasts, which is fantastic.
There's still not that many scare attraction podcasts out there.
Really, there's only obviously ScareTrack. Frequent Fear did some fantastic episodes as well. There's you guys and the Picking Brains. So but I like that.
I think each one of those are individually different though.
Exactly.
Like this is visually, and it's more of a chat show than a review site. So we're not technically reviewing attractions, whereas you were going reviewing attractions. We just kind of talk about the attractions we like and stuff like that.
It's nice that we all sort of have, I'm not going to say a niche as such, but we all have our different styles.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, you've been on Picking Brains, I've been on Frequent Fear, and Lee's come on mine, and even with reviewers in the scare industry as well. I mean, you have Michael on and whatnot, and it's great that we all just want to do the same thing, which is promote haunted attractions, scare attractions, that sort of thing.
Promote, talk about them, because we all love them, enjoy them.
Exactly. And we were the same. I mean, there's a whole other story about how I started getting into scare attractions, and we could talk about that after, because I hated them to start with. I was terrified. But I've
seen you go through mazes. I've seen you go through my attractions. You make some noises.
I do make some noises, but that's the fun of it. You know, if you didn't get scared, you wouldn't enjoy it.
Exactly,
It's like if you go to a stand-up comedian, just because you've been to a handful of stand-up comedians, it doesn't mean you're not going to laugh at the next one. Same with scare attractions, it doesn't mean you're not going to get scared. So, I mean, there was no podcast in the UK for it, so I thought, let's give it a go. Over time, a couple of people have dropped out. They just went on to different ventures, and over time, it sort of organically changed to mainly myself and Hannah, my long-suffering wife. Sorry about that.
Shout out to you, Hannah.
Hi, Hannah. And then obviously Martin and Kate, and now we've got Polly from Horrorbox on, because
Polly's fab.
Polly's great. She knows her stuff as well.
Yeah.
She really is knowledgeable about that sort of stuff. And we announced that she was joining the team earlier this year, and then COVID started, so we haven't been able to do as much as we'd like. But Polly is one who is very she's well written. She can write a very good review as well. So we've just started Polly Pockets mini reviews, which again, we don't want to turn ourselves into a review a written review website at all. Like I say, there's fantastic sites out there: Scare Directory, Scare Tour, Park Scares. They put out quality content, but there's nothing wrong with a little snippet. Again, so just little snippets.
Snippet.
My favourite word. And that's how it started, really. Yeah. So been going 5 years now, and it's loads of fun. Love it.
So since you've been reviewing for those 5 years, is there a standout attraction / maze that you've gone that sticks out to think, you know what, I love that, and not only did I love it, I reviewed it well as well? Is there any one that specifically sticks out to you?
Wow, that's
I know obviously you've been to, do you know, have you got a rough count of how many you've been to?
433.
There you go, 433.
Which sounds really sad that I've counted.
And that's mazes.
That's mazes / scare events.
Scare events.
So something like Scream Camp would count as one.
Yeah, okay.
Or the retreat would count as one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's individual mazes. We do include dungeons, so don't at me. We do include them, even though they're not scare attractions. But wow, I mean, there's one that jumps to mind before I actually started ScareTrack. It was 2012, 2013 that I visited.
Okay.
That's a Sanctuary at Alton Towers. It's probably come up a few times, you know,
A few times,
and it will again, just because it just hit every nail on the head, in my opinion. Fantastically thought out, the backstory, the theming, the theming, but the overlay of the original towers, it just worked so well together. Mixing it with Secret Weapon 7, which was then the Smiler, opened in 2013. 2 months late, but it opened. And so, yeah, when it comes to standout attraction in that respect, I'd say, unfortunately, we weren't doing the podcast back then, but it was really good. But since doing the podcast, we love going to Germany every year.
You love Europa, don't you?
Just for Europa Park Horror Nights. Now, I'm not going to say that their individual mazes are the best.
But as an all-round event?
All-round event, it just ticks so many boxes. So we love making content whichever event we go to, because it's I love seeing, even if some events don't quite tick every single box, we will focus on what boxes they have ticked and which ones they can tick next year. And we never want to be, that was terrible, so I'm not doing that again. Like that doesn't help anyone.
No, not at all.
We can say that, for example, Vulcan Peak had an okay soundtrack if you took away the put your bag over your head now, and we could say that the sound effects worked well. We could say that the hoods were actually very high quality, but we could also say that the attraction overall was garbage. But again, you try and find, like, if they were to do that in years to come, you change it up. You try and help. Again, you get from scare attractions as much as you put in.
Correct.
And we like to put in 110% every time, and it's really great that we do also have attractions that will actually reach out to us and say, what did you think? What could we do? What could we change?
But it's nice to have people respect you enough and respect your opinion enough to come and ask you those questions afterwards, isn't it?
I'll be honest as well, it's really humbling. Sometimes I think I'm just a guy with a microphone, but
that shows people like the content you put out.
I like to think so. I mean, people, again, we're not huge vloggers, or we're not getting hundreds of thousands of downloads and whatnot. We do thousands, but it's I think it's the people see the dedication and the love more than anything. It's you know, even if I only had 2 people watch my latest video, or I only had 3 people listen to my latest podcast, as long as those 3 people could see the love, the affection, the dedication I had to the product and to the industry, I'm onto a winner then. I'm happy with that.
Fantastic. So coming away from ScareTrack a little bit, have you ever acted or produced any attractions in your time?
So
tell me about them.
I used to do quite a lot for kids.
Okay.
So along with my other work as well, my boring day job. I've got a theatre degree, and I'm a qualified theatre teacher and drama teacher. Thanks. And then I realised that I hate teenagers, so I moved into. I could be a drama teacher in a secondary school. Decided not to do that. But my real life day job over time has managed to give me a platform to create attractions for children, and it's sometimes harder, I think, than creating them for adults, because you've got to get a good level
100%
of what is scary and what's not. And we were only ever born with 2 fears, and that's loud noises and falling. Apparently, I think that's right. Yeah, everything else we learn over time. So it's sometimes you'll have a 6-year-old who's scared of his own shadows, terrified, and Mikey and me, scared of anything. You'll then also have a 6-year-old who laughs in the face of danger, who's not scared of anything. And you could argue that adults are similar, but we've had longer to become scared of snakes, or scared of spiders, or scared of clowns. So it's easier to work on people's fears. Now, as a child, they could find this hilarious, they could find it terrifying. So you gotta have a healthy balance, and there's different ways you can do that depending on the theme you have. I created, built, because basically me and my wife share all the hats. So we write it, we develop it, we create the soundtrack, we build it, and then we knock it down 2 days later, because we just do small mini events for kids. But we've done a few. Mission of Fear was all about zombies on a spaceship. We've done Rumble in the Jungle, which is like a jungle themed treasure hunt. We've done lots of different things for kids,
Okay.
in which we've acted in as well. Maze of Screams was in like a real life hedge maze where they had to find their way out, and we did like an Alice in Wonderland theme in there. So it's been fun to do that stuff for kids. Then I realised over time I don't like kids that much, so I'm joking.
He's not.
But they're hard work. They're hard work, and so are their parents. So with the other side of the coin, with doing things for adults, I was lucky enough to co-produce and write Cruelty with Faceless Ventures.
Yep.
I love Faceless Ventures. Obviously, they've done Cracked, which is a very extreme attraction here in the UK, but they've also done some amazing immersive theatre.
We'll do an episode on extreme attractions at some point.
That would be good.
It'd be good to have a chat about them because you've done a few of them yourself.
Oh, yeah.
We won't go into them now because we'll be here all night.
We'll be here forever.
So yeah, Cruelty.
So yeah, we did that, and the idea was to do again, Faceless Ventures. Not only do they extreme stuff, but they do some quality immersive attraction stuff. And with me at theatre, I studied Arto, which goes hand in hand with scare attractions and immersive theatre. It's all about theatre of cruelty, making the audience feel uncomfortable, scared, uncertain, unsettled. Theatre of senses, smell, sight, taste, all these things that we get in scare attractions. So it's worked well. And Cruelty is basically a theatrical production in an Artodian way for the 21st century. So it's on tour. Well, it's paused now because it's COVID. But we're really proud that the show that I sort of co-produced with those guys, they've done wonders to it. They've updated it, they've changed it, they've improved it, and now it's going on. It's on tour, lots of different places in the UK, which is really great. So
that is really cool.
Really fun. Acting wise, I've acted for you. In the retreat, which was great. After we experienced it, which was one of the best nights of my life. Honestly, it was so good.
Thank you.
And then Twisted Attractions. I've worked with them a few times. Worked at Hellfest in Birmingham. Worked at the facility. So
you have done your fair share of acting.
I managed to do a little bit of scare and a bit of scares. But hats off to scare actors that do it day in, day out.
100%.
I'll do a few days here and there, and I'm knackered, and my body's bruised, and
does take it out of you.
It really does,
especially the October schedule.
Oh, big time. So especially, some events, Extreme Screen Park, Scare Kingdom, they have really long events. Usually in normal years, they
No, they go to the first week in November, don't they?
Yeah. So the Farmageddon start late September and go on till November, whereas some events will only do 8 nights, which is fair enough to them because you've got to think of how many tickets are going to sell, what location they're in, what restrictions they have. But yeah, especially to those events that do multiple nights, lots of nights a week, fair play to those actors because I couldn't do it.
So speaking of actors and scare attractions, we have to talk about it. Obviously, everyone that we've had on the show, we have touched on Halloween and COVID and how it's going to go this year. Everyone's got a different opinion. What's your opinion on how it's going to go this year?
How it's going to go and how I'd like it to go are different things. We obviously you had Michael on recently. I watched that show. He knows of some events that are going to be announcing this week that they're not going ahead. I spoke to some events. I don't know if they're the same or different events that have told me that they're either not going ahead or that they are going ahead, but it's going to be a different style of event. We've already seen some events change up the way they're going to run things. I think Primeval is one. They're making it into more of a linear route. I've been speaking to the Curse team that last year they changed it to individual attractions, more like a screen park, but they're going to return back to the linear one after another route, similar to Yorkshire Scaregrounds and Scare Kingdom, because they're the kind of events I think, without making the. We can talk about ways they can make it COVID secure after, but they're the kind of events where it comes to throughput and flow that are slightly easier to manage than a Tully's Farm or a Dr. Fright's. I think theme parks are okay because technically you could argue that their attractions can be run in the same way they run a roller coaster. They have the space to have queue lines, so they can social distance in queue lines, and they can sell less tickets, which they're doing anyway, less capacity. So with theme parks, as it's within a theme park, they kind of already have the infrastructure, I feel. When it comes to full-on screen parks, I think it's the likes of the Dr. Frights, the Tullys, the Extreme Screen Park, although they're still going ahead.
The farm parks.
The farm parks, I think, might struggle, but the multi-part events where you do one after another, I think they're the ones that will find it slightly easier, still difficult for them, big time, to be able to manage customers, because that's the hardest. But you can have everyone in PPE, easy tick. You can have everyone socially distancing, even actors if your space is big enough. If you have a big enough green room, that's a big tick. You can have people queuing up, social distancing, tick. You can have them in their own bubbles / groups / couples. All those things are okay. It's just the actual masses of people which are difficult. You know, we did Passage del Terror the other day.
I watched your mini scare come on that, and it looked really well put together.
It was really good. They were really smart. There was lots of cleaning. Again, everyone in a mask, and it didn't feel much different. No. It was really, really good.
You said it was the best run you've ever had through.
Amazing, because it was just me and Hannah. It was just our social. But granted, you might have to wait at these attractions for a bit longer. They also have to see if it's financially viable, of course. Like my place of work have just announced that we can reopen, but we're only allowed to reopen on 40% capacity. I don't think we're going to make much money. We might just about break even, but so they've got to take that into account. Obviously, makeup issues there, being able to put makeup on people, they can't really social distance, but there are amazing masks out there now. I spoke to Spencer Terry from Fear Factory in Salt Lake City. They were the first attraction in the entire world to open during a global pandemic of COVID-19, and everything, they've put together a 60-page contingency plan, which we've pushed forward to all the screen parks in the UK, and most got back to me going, wow, amazing, this is great, it really helps. But it's not a cut, copy and paste scenario.
No, it's not.
You've got to see what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Some mazes might work if you had a plexiglass screen for a scare. In fairness, I've already had scares that are based on having a screen, and it scares you because they're banging against the screen and whatnot. But in Man & Mortis, for example, that wouldn't work because it would take away the scares. But because that's a maze that is slightly bigger, there's not that many narrow corridors.
I think that's the thing, though. It's not going to be a generic sort of coping mechanism. Everyone's got to change different. Like you say, screen parks will have to change different to what multi-part events do.
Exactly.
If you understand, everyone's got to do it differently. With the likes of Screen Factory as well, I think Screen Factory would be able to do it. I think they'd be able to do it with the glass, to be honest with you, in certain parts, and I think they've confirmed opening this year.
They are, they're confirmed.
I always love Screen Factory. It's a fantastic event.
Never been, but it's on my list.
Yeah, I can't believe he's never been. If anyone from Screen Factory's watching, drop him a message.
I'm close. They're a good team, in fairness. Screen Factory. They made our top 10 video, so they let me use our bit of content from their Facebook page. So a really good team. So I need to get up there. They're like 4 hours away from me, and when it comes to October, it's difficult to cram it all in that 1 month. Correct. So maybe this year, when a few events aren't going on, it means that I can go to events that I haven't been before,
and you can fit it in.
Definitely.
Well, that's good to get your opinion on that.
Yeah.
But now, it's time for the Wheelie Hot Sauce Challenge. You ready?
No, I don't do salt. I you know what? I've safe worded in Psychomantium once. Do you know why? Because I had to eat some ketchup.
Okay.
And that's safe worded.
There's no safe words on the Pumpkin Podcast.
Right.
I'm gonna get the wheel.
Okay. While you get the wheel, I'm gonna get my milk ready.
You get your
I
milk.
don't even like milk.
You don't like milk?
I don't like milk.
Let's hope that
it's the lesser of two evils, isn't it?
This goes on the table, all right. Look at that. Not gonna scrape this time. There we go.
Right. Okay.
Let's line that up.
Fresh Co-op milk. Other brands are available.
You can't get milk already.
Straight away, mate. I'm getting the milk out, but I might be okay. I might be all right.
This is going to be fun. Okay, so here's a plate for you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so
I'm nervous, mate.
For those that haven't watched this game before, This is the Wheelie Hot Sauce Challenge. So, what we're going to do is a scare attraction question-based game. So we're going to basically spin the wheel, like so. Now, each one of these lines has basically a different name of hot sauce on it. So you've got the Exorcist, which is 6 chilies, which is the hottest you can get.
No.
I'm sure you're looking forward to getting that one.
No.
And then you've got sauce, which is the lowest in chili, which is just 1 chili.
We just have that.
You just have that. Now, all these sauces are themed to a different horror movie, i.e. The Exorcist and Jeepers Reapers, Parascoval Activity. They're really cool. So, deanofthedead.com, go and get your sauces, because honestly, you'll like. I think you'll like them. Then again, you just said you don't like ketchup. So.
I don't like ketchup. Don't like mayonnaise. I'll have barbecue.
Barbecue.
Only certain brands.
Only certain brands.
I don't even like pepper, mate. I'm screwed, honestly.
Well, let's kick it off with a spin.
Okay, a spin.
A spin.
Hang on.
Let's kick it off. Okay. Yeah, you got to kick it off with a spin. You go first. You can spin it first. Nagamare, the same as Michael Bolton got first.
Was it?
It was.
Okay.
It was. Right.
Nagamare
as well. Pull it forward on the thing. It should be. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Pull it that way. That way. There you go.
Hello.
There we go. Happy days. Right. So Nagamare.
Okay.
Where are we? Okay. So Nagamare is just 3 chilies.
Just 3 chilies.
Just 3 chilies. So get yourself a chip.
Right. I'm putting a dash. I'm putting a dash.
I wish I could zoom in on this. This actually not too bad, you know. You can do more than that. Come on, you can do more than that.
There we go.
It's not that bad, you know. It's not that bad.
What? Okay.
See?
Can I point out now? I'm 31 years old. I know I look older, right? I've never, ever in my life tried a hot sauce.
Well, there's first time for everything. Cheers.
Cheers.
Why am I already Irie White? Right, okay. Question 1, what was the first scare attraction you ever visited?
First attraction I ever did was Ghosts Alive.
Ghosts Alive?
At Warwick Castle.
Yeah.
I can't remember, I was a kid at the time. I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was a part of the castle. I went in with my nan and my granddad, and I nearly died. I was terrified. Honestly, me and my nan were holding our hands so much.
Yeah.
And as years go on, I seem to remember more and more of it. And I wish it was still open now. I wish I could go through it again because it was really, really good. But like I said, I was like 12 or 13. So
that was the first attraction.
That was the first one, but it made me hate scary things. So my first attraction as an adult was 2010 Saw Alive, and that's what hooked me. So
there you go, Saw Alive. You've got a lot to answer for.
Yeah.
Spin the wheel.
That was 3 chilies.
Right.
What's the most?
Exorcist is 6.
6.
Parascoval.
Is that more or less?
It's more. No, it's not. Hold on.
I didn't like it.
Parascoval is more. Parascoval is 4 chilies. However, well, this one kicked my ass on the first episode. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, so here we go. You're lucky I'm letting you put it on.
Yeah, that's.
You're lucky.
I wouldn't. I'd be out the door, mate. Honestly, a dash.
Go on, give it on. Get it on there. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, go on, Mikey.
No.
I say that like you meant that. You didn't mean that, did you?
Mate.
Okay.
This is hotter.
Cheers. It's supposed to be, yeah.
Cheers.
Parascoval Activity is
horrible. Lovely.
Ghost chilies with blueberries. Question 2. What is your favourite attraction you've ever visited?
Wow. Favourite, like, individual maze sort of thing?
No, attraction.
Like, full
event.
event.
Event, yeah.
I have to say, Traumatica at Europa Park.
Yeah, I've never been. However, I've heard great things.
I think, again, it's because of... it's an overall event. It's a story. It changes. I used to love Horror Nights, which was like, it's basically like the German version of Halloween Horror Nights, which again I've been to, and it's a beast of an event. It's amazing. And Busch Gardens Halloween, beast of an event, absolutely amazing. But for me, Europa Park, again, we said it earlier, the more you put in, the more you get out.
Yeah, correct.
And with Traumatica, it's true. You wear a t-shirt for your favourite faction, you get picked on differently within the mazes. The story progresses over time. You can find little Easter eggs. It's like Star Wars, but each time it's like you find more. It's like a whole story saga. So yeah,
Europa Park.
I'd say that. Yeah, in the UK, I love Dr. Fright's.
Dr. Fright's. Just
because it has such I love them. There's so many fantastic events.
He's gonna name them all.
Tullis is always extreme for the longest maze.
Spin the wheel.
All right. No!
Oh! Yes! Yes! The Exorcist!
It's only number 3.
The Exorcist! And you span it. You span it as well. Get in there!
Has everyone had The Exorcist?
Yeah. But no one's had it third.
I'm trying to find the biggest shit. Like.
No one's had it third question in.
Oh, I'm making a mess here. I'll put these ones here ready for next one.
Okay.
No, I'll do it! Cheeky.
Go on.
Alright, I'm putting a dash on the end, mate. Okay.
That'll do.
There we go.
That'll do. What matter that? You know what?
I can smell that. My nostrils hurt.
Show the difference. Show the camera.
Well, that's all I'm having. I'm not compensating for nothing, right?
Cheers.
Cheers. Instantly, that's hot. I don't like it. That's an instant.
What's your favourite character you've ever encountered in a maze or attraction?
I'm going blind. Right.
Why are your eyes?
I'm not going to drink yet. I'm okay. There's loads. And lots of individuals, like up there's the likes of Dr. Calum or Reverend Bloodhusk. But I'm going to say, can it be a couple?
Yeah, one.
But like they are one together.
Yeah.
The evil twins.
The evil twins can be found at Spooky World.
Yeah, I'll tell you why, because
and Scream Camp.
They make Spooky World. They just elevate that park so much because they're hilarious.
Spooky World do take it to a next level. You know,
for those two just bring
they're
it.
Fantastic. We had Sarah Evans on Pumpkin Podcast on episode 2, so if you've not seen that, go and check that episode out. Because she talks about Spooky World and the Evil Twins and how the Evil Twins started. So.
I think they're underrated in the industry myself.
I think it's because they're at Spooky World.
Maybe so, without trying. And don't get me wrong, I had a great visit last time I went. Like I went on the night. There was lots of actors.
Mikey.
They made. I'm hot. I'm talking as long as I can. I'm going to go the Evil Twins purely because they can scare and they're hilarious and clowns are sexy. Boom. Next question. Right.
Come on.
Ooh.
Jeepers Reapers. 5 chilies.
Oh, that's still a big one. Right, let me get. I'm getting a big. I need the biggest one. Oh, I need to eat just a plain one.
The Carolina Reaper. The Carolina Reaper peppers with strawberries.
Oh, I love strawberries.
It's not that bad actually. Even though it's 5 chilies.
There we go. Okay, that is a. There we go.
Because they're getting less and less these.
Yeah.
Right, cheers.
Cheers.
If you could build a scare maze, what would the theming be?
The most terrifying thing in the world.
Go on.
Dean's hot sauces.
Spin the wheel.
No, I'd probably go. I quite like.
Oh!
I like asylum mazes mixed with something, so I'd go Clown Asylum.
Clown Asylum. The Exorcist.
Exorcist. Oh my god.
Oh, I knew. I told you. Yeah. No one else has got the Exorcist more than once. Mikey spins it twice.
Numpty. That's a hot one, man.
I'm shaking. Come on, get out. There we go.
What question are we on? Was that 4?
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh,
Go on, Mikey. Cheers.
cheers. Oh, man.
What's an attraction event you really want to visit?
Trust me that I really want to visit. Scream Factory. Spin.
You okay?
Oh, I'm doing alright.
I'm not.
You have put on a lot more than me. You know what, so far I'm not putting milk.
You try to put a bit more on your chip.
No.
Spin the wheel.
Yeah, I'll
It's
say
me,
Scream
you.
Factory because I've heard amazing stuff and I've just not
You.
had a chance to go yet. Ooh.
So you're lucky.
Okay.
What's the bottom one? Where are we? That's Jeepers Reapers.
Oh, it's getting hot, mate.
This is when I start to struggle. Come on, just get out. Please get out. There we go.
Okay. Dean, no offence, because you're a really nice guy. Why would you put anything that colour in your mouth? Why would you put anything that colour in your mouth unless Calum Beckett was telling you to?
And we'll touch on that at another time.
Like, oh, the consistency.
Right. Cheers. Jalapenos.
Whoa, no! Whoa!
What's your go-to Halloween costume?
Go to Halloween costume. In like an evil Mad Hatter, or like something that's quite simple. The trousers with pockets so I can put my phone in. Yeah, evil Mad Hatter, something like that.
Ah, Texas Chainsaw. This is like a barbecue sauce.
I might be okay with this one.
This
though.
one's, it's nice.
How many?
This is Chipotle. Yes! Said it! Chipotle peppers with cherries.
Chipolata.
Chipolata, yeah. Alright, so. Oh!
Wow. How many?
I could probably give you
does it
some of
say
this.
how many this
I could probably
is?
give you some of this.
This is 2. Alright,
Yeah.
I'll just.
Yeah, come here.
Alright!
There you go.
Jeez!
Cheers!
Yeah.
I know. It's lovely.
That one tastes like a scare attraction.
It does.
That tastes like Terror of the Towers or
Yeah,
Alton
it
Towers. If you were to lick a scare attraction, that's what it would taste like.
Chainsaws. Mikey, what's your favourite scary movie?
Saw.
Spit.
No.
Sauce. Oh.
That's the one that's the wrong colour. I don't like sauce. It's the wrong colour, Dean. I need a bigger one, mate. These are too... Right.
Right, get out. Come on.
How many questions we got?
Oh! What?
How many left?
2 more.
Mate, I'm having a tiny little bit. Cheers.
Show the camera what you got.
I'm going a tiny bit.
How long you been in the scare? How long have you been in the scare industry?
Properly since 2012, and I went to ScareCon and I acted in the scare rooms. That's when I first properly got into it.
Nagamare. Where is it? Where is it? There it is.
Well, I haven't had that one yet, have I? Have
3
I?
chilies. It was the first one we had.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, it feels like so long ago.
It does.
Oh no, I'm making a mess. I'm sorry. Oh, I am not okay. I'm wasting.
Cheers,
more.
mate.
Cheers. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
You're welcome, pal. You're welcome back anytime.
Nope.
Animatronics, yes or no?
Animatronics. Not just them solely. They have to be accompanied by a good feature, a good room, a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, the UK's biggest animatronic in a scare event is the Big Pumpkin at Extreme Scream, and he doesn't work to scare, but he works as a feature. He
and a visual.
Cool. It's visual.
Yeah.
Inside attractions, instant impact ones look good. I'm not a huge fan of real people style ones because they look too fake.
Yeah.
I'd prefer it to be more like a demon or ghost or something that would look more obscure. So I'm not fully for, I'm not fully against, but I think they I've had some of my biggest scares from animatronics.
There's time and a place.
Yeah, definitely.
Spin the wheel. This is your last one.
Is it? Thank God. Sauce.
2 in a row, we spin again.
Alright. You dare get, okay.
Parascoval. Parascoval activity. You survived with 2 exorcists. I don't know, I've just got another chip. I've got loads in my plate. There we go.
Thank you. Again, like these are all the wrong colour, man.
Here's to you. And question 10. What's been your favourite ScareCon location?
Oh, I'm going to say Alton Towers. Purely.
Tower.
Pure. Ah.
You like that one? That one's got a kick at it.
I'm going to say Alton Towers purely because it has everything you need in one place. Like I've really enjoyed all the other events, but at Alton Towers, the hotel's right there. The mazes are there. The conference centre's huge. It's good. It's silly things like you can get a good drink. It has good food. The staging's always been fantastic. So I'd say Alton Towers just for the full package altogether. We go on till 6 o'clock in the morning. The pre-night before, there's a good bar. Again, it's all in one place. So yeah,
Alton Towers.
Alton Towers.
So that was the Wheelie hot sauce challenge.
It was.
Did you enjoy that?
No. No.
I've enjoyed coming on the episode.
It's been great. It's been cool. It's been cool chatting. Sorry, I talk for England, so I carry on.
That's what people want to listen to.
Awesome.
It was good chat, mate. So yeah, thank you very much for coming on, and you're welcome back anytime, buddy.
Whoa. Thanks. No, it's been other than like my mouth now being on fire.
Yeah,
it's been awesome chatting to you. Really enjoying all the episodes that you guys are doing on the Pumpkin Podcast.
Yeah,
it'd be awesome to come on more, do some more collaborations and whatnot.
100%. And if people want to check out ScareTrack, where can they check them out?
So ScareTrack, we're on nearly every social media. We're on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Just search for ScareTrack. Our podcast is on nearly every single platform, whether you're on Apple, Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, obviously YouTube, youtube.com/ScareTrack. But if you want to find just everything all in one place, we have a website which literally takes you to all these different places. It's www.scaretrack.co.uk.
There you go. And thank you again for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this episode and watching me and Mikey suffer. I think I might have won that one.
Yeah, I need another trip just to go with it.
So yeah, please go over to our socials and follow us on @Pumpkin Podcast on Facebook, @Pumpkin_podcast on Twitter, and just @Pumpkin Podcast on Instagram. We'll be back next week with another episode, but for me and Mikey,
ouch.
I'm going to have to take that milk off you.
I'm having. I'm good. I don't even like milk, and I'm going to drink it.
Well, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for joining, guys. Bye.